In groups that promote traditional masculinity, the term Sigma male is used to describe a man who is well-known, accomplished, and fiercely independent. In 2010, Theodore Robert Beale, also known as Voxday, coined the term and is considered a prominent Sigma male himself. This video will examine 10 individuals who are widely considered to fit the Sigma male archetype. Thomas Shelby. Thomas Shelby is a force to be reckoned with and a true Sigma male. He possesses a fierce independence, and is a natural leader among those around him. He is able to keep a cool head in even the most dire of situations, and is unflappable in the face of danger. He is a devoted family man who will go to great lengths to protect those close to him, and avoids superficial relationships. He is a man of integrity who speaks the truth and lets his actions speak louder than words. He is always the one who emerges victorious in the end, due to his fierce competitiveness and unyielding will to win. Thomas Shelby is a prime example of a Sigma male, ranking second only to John Wick on this list. He is fiercely independent and a natural leader, commanding the respect and loyalty of those around him. He displays remarkable control over his emotions, remaining level-headed and composed in even the most dire of circumstances. As a devoted family man, he will stop at nothing to ensure the safety and security of those he cares for. He is driven by a desire to create a better life for himself and his loved ones, and is unafraid to challenge social norms and hierarchies to achieve this goal. He is a master at reading situations and responding accordingly, always remaining calm and collected. Anyone seeking to embody the traits of a Sigma male would do well to emulate Thomas Shelby's badass and unwavering determination. John Wick. John Wick is a symbol of focus, commitment, and determination. Vigo, the character in the movie, describes him best as a force that cannot be ignored. His dedication to his craft as a hitman is unparalleled, and even more so after the death of his wife. The loss of his dog, a final gift from his wife, unleashes a beast within him and he becomes relentless in his quest for revenge. He is not easily intimidated and is instead the one who instills fear in others. He embodies the traits of a skilled and ruthless assassin, much like the other characters in the film. He is unafraid of intimidation and is instead the one who intimidates others. He has built a vast network of allies that he can rely on in times of need. His unwavering resolve is evident in his willingness to make drastic sacrifices, such as cutting off his own finger, in order to achieve his goals. This is not only a result of his devotion to his profession, but also his desire to honor the memory of his wife. John Wick is the ultimate hired killer, with a reputation that borders on the mythical. His abilities are almost otherworldly, yet entirely believable. His unwavering dedication and sense of authority make him a force to be reckoned with. He is the epitome of the Sigma male archetype, a true example of what it means to be independent and self-reliant. There is no denying that John Wick is one of the most quintessential Sigma males on this list. Travis Bickel. Robert De Niro's portrayal of Travis Bickel in Taxi Driver is considered one of the greatest performances in film history. Bickel is a complex and enigmatic character, who is driven and self-reliant, but also difficult to understand. He may not be considered a traditional success story, but he demonstrates a level of dedication and persistence throughout the film. Though he may not have traditional charisma, his determination to win over Betsy is admirable and charming. Bickel also displays empathy towards Iris, and his willingness to help her escape her dire situation is a redeeming quality. The audience is aware of his struggles with PTSD from his time in Vietnam and how it has affected his mental health, which plays a role in his difficulty fitting in with society. Nevertheless, he does not let this hinder him from pursuing what he wants, which ultimately leads to his downfall when he loses Betsy. Travis is deeply troubled by his experiences in Vietnam and struggles to form meaningful connections with others. Despite this, he is driven by a desire to help others and make a positive impact in the world, even if his methods are extreme and often violent. This makes for a fascinating and compelling character, who is difficult to fully understand and categorize as a Sigma type. Driver. The protagonist in the film Drive, known as Kid or Driver, bears resemblance to Travis Bickel in Taxi Driver in the sense that he acts as a chivalrous savior for a damsel in distress. Although he may possess some traits of a psychopath, he is not fully one. He becomes entangled with a former criminal and as a result, faces constant danger. He is an anti-hero with existential inclinations. Despite his actions being morally ambiguous, his intentions are pure as he genuinely wants to protect Irene and her child. He comes across as a reserved and introverted individual, yet still exudes a subtle charm. He appears to be introverted and reticent at first glance, yet upon interacting with him, one might observe a sense of confidence and self-assurance. Unlike some of the other characters on this list, he is not entirely self-reliant, as he needs to maintain connections to criminal activities to survive. However, this is not the lifestyle he aspires for himself. Throughout the film, His actions demonstrate his determination to create a better life for himself and those he cares about. Upon eliminating the threat posed by Bernie, he and Irene are able to live without fear. Unlike some of the other characters on this list, he is not entirely self-reliant and must maintain connections to criminal activity in order to survive. Despite this, his ultimate goal is to leave this life behind and create a better future for himself, Irene and her son. His actions throughout the film demonstrate his dedication and determination to reach this goal, and the film's score serves as a reflection of his journey towards becoming the hero he always wanted to be. He may not be the quintessential Sigma male, but he certainly embodies some of their key characteristics. Tyler Durden. Fight Club is a movie that explores the themes of masculinity, consumerism, and feminization of culture. The character of Tyler Durden is portrayed as the ideal man, who is confident, smart, and capable. He represents the peak of masculinity, and others in the film look up to him, wanting to imitate his behavior and follow his lead. Tyler Durden's rejection of modernity and embrace of masculinity is a central theme of the movie, making him a classic example of a Sigma male. He encourages individuals to break free from societal expectations and to embrace their true selves. Although his message may seem harsh, it ultimately promotes self-acceptance and the idea that true freedom comes from letting go of everything. The film's portrayal of violence and anarchism may lead some to label it as nihilistic, but the underlying message is about self-discovery and breaking free from societal constraints. The film can be seen as a commentary on the pressure to conform to societal expectations, and the desire to live a meaningful life. It challenges the idea that life is meaningless, and instead encourages people to make the most of their time and to live in a way that is true to themselves. While the film has a nihilistic tone, it is ultimately a call to action, urging people to take control of their own lives and live authentically. It is a film that is not only entertaining but also thought-provoking, and I highly recommend it to anyone looking for a challenging and stimulating viewing experience. Bruce Wayne. On the other hand, Batman is a symbol of justice, striking fear into the hearts of criminals and doing whatever it takes to protect the city he loves. Bruce Wayne's tragic past and unwavering determination to avenge his parents' death shapes him into a complex, multifaceted character who is not just a billionaire playboy, but also a selfless hero. His ability to maintain two separate identities and his relentless pursuit of justice make him a true Sigma male. He is a lone wolf, working independently to fight crime, yet still maintaining a sense of duty and responsibility to the community. A man of great discipline and determination, is driven by a deep-seated desire for justice following the tragic loss of his parents. Despite his privileged upbringing, he chooses to channel his wealth and resources towards becoming a powerful symbol of hope and justice as the iconic Batman. He skillfully maintains a dual identity, using his public persona of a wealthy playboy as a cover for his true self as the Dark Knight. He embodies the ideals of self-sacrifice and the potential for good within all of us, making him the perfect example of a Sigma male. He is a lone wolf who will stop at nothing to bring peace to the world, even if it means sacrificing his own well-being. The character of Batman, as portrayed in Christopher Nolan's trilogy, is a prime example of a Sigma male, independent, strong-willed, and dedicated to a higher purpose. Despite his wealth and privilege, he chooses to use his resources for the greater good and is a true embodiment of courage and selflessness. Lou Bloom. Sheer determination and hard work, Lou Bloom's philosophy is that success can be achieved by putting in the effort. He is a man who will stop at nothing to reach the top, even if it means being unethical. He views others as means to an end and is willing to make sacrifices to achieve his goals. Despite his sociopathic tendencies, Lou is a charismatic individual who is deeply dedicated to his pursuits. He embodies the adage that good things come to those who work hard. Lou Bloom is a man who is driven by a single-minded determination to succeed, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get there. He's motivated by his own ambition and is not swayed by the opinions of others. He's a complex character with a dark side, as he's willing to manipulate and deceive others in order to get ahead. Despite his controversial actions, he's a force to be reckoned with, and his unwavering dedication to his goals is what makes him a Sigma male. He's a man who is not afraid to go against the norm, and he's determined to get to the top of his game, no matter the cost. Lou Bloom's determination and hardworking attitude is something that many people admire. His belief that success comes to those who work hard is something that resonates with many. Despite his immoral actions and disregard for others, his intelligence and perseverance are undeniable. Though one should not emulate his unethical behavior, his work ethic is something to be admired. A quote that encapsulates his mentality is, "If you want to win the lottery, you've got to make the money to buy a ticket." This summarizes his belief that in order to achieve success, one must put in the effort and work hard. The Joker. Arthur Fleck, the protagonist in the movie Joker, can be described as psychopathic, which is not uncommon among movie characters who are considered Sigma males. He is independent, as he has spent much of his life taking care of his mother and himself, due to experiencing abuse. Despite his violent tendencies, it is hard not to feel a degree of sympathy for his character, particularly before the murders. He is empathetic towards his co-worker Gary when the other clowns make fun of him, and he also wants to connect with young Bruce Wayne through humor. He may be disturbing, but it could be argued that he has good intentions. Despite his violent tendencies, he is also shown to be quite forgiving, even towards the children who mugged him. While his character development may be considered as significant, some may argue that the Joker does not fit the traditional mold of a Sigma male, as he is more of a complex and multifaceted character. He starts off as a lonely and overlooked individual, seeking attention through comedy shows and fantasizing about those he admires. However, as the story progresses, he transforms into a powerful figure who makes a significant impact on the world around him. He starts off as a lonely and overlooked individual, seeking attention through comedy shows and fantasizing about those he admires. However, after committing a series of murders, he becomes a powerful figure who manages to incite a rebellion and shape the views of others, leading to riots. Although his actions and influence on society may be the reason he is considered a Sigma male, some may argue that his behavior and actions don't fully align with the archetype of a lone wolf. Regardless, Joaquin Phoenix gives an unforgettable portrayal of the character and makes it a remarkable performance. Tony Montana. Tony Montana, the protagonist of the film Scarface, embodies the characteristics of a strong, determined, and unafraid individual who is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve success. Throughout the film, we see Tony's transformation from a relatively unknown figure to a powerful drug lord who is in control of his own destiny. He demonstrates that success requires sacrifice and, despite losing many close to him, he never loses sight of his goal. This unflinching determination defines his character and illustrates his unwavering devotion to his aspirations. He is a self-made millionaire who prioritizes the well-being of his family and operates by his own set of rules. His unwavering determination and fearless attitude make him a role model for many men. He represents the ideal of a man who is unafraid of danger, fiercely protective of his family, and confident in his abilities. His masculine character is one that many men strive to emulate, as he embodies the qualities that are often considered desirable in a man. His drive and resolve not only shape his character, but also leave a lasting impression on the audience, making him a powerful symbol of masculinity. Tony Montana is deeply entrenched in the criminal underworld. However, despite his involvement in illegal activities, his intentions are often noble, as he is fiercely loyal to those close to him. Unfortunately, his downfall is ultimately caused by his arrogance and insatiable greed. As the saying goes, live by the sword, die by the sword. He will stop at nothing to achieve success in the drug business, and his rivals stop at nothing to bring him down. Al Pacino's portrayal of this character has solidified Tony's place in pop culture as a complex figure, one that is both admired and reviled. He can be 100% considered a Sigma male. Patrick Bateman. Christian Bale's portrayal of Patrick Bateman in American Psycho has cemented the character's place as one of the most iconic Sigma males in history. Bateman embodies the popular, charismatic and respected qualities of a Sigma male. Despite being an outlier in social settings, he is still able to maintain his charm and social status with his co-workers and romantic interests, specifically his receptionist and girlfriend, Evelyn Williams. His confidence and charisma are undeniable and make him a true representation of the Sigma male archetype. He is extremely disciplined in his daily routine, valuing health and appearance highly and following a strict training regimen and skincare routine. He is highly organized and his apartment is always immaculately clean. He wears only the highest quality suits and clothing. Despite his popularity and success, Bateman is not immune to feelings of jealousy and a desire for approval from others. He is also not afraid to speak his mind, as seen when he breaks up with his girlfriend Evelyn because he feels she is not the right match for him. He is also extremely particular about his appearance, always wearing the finest suits money can buy. Bateman values discipline, cleanliness and perfection. He desires approval from others and is jealous of those who are more successful than him. He is also a highly competitive individual and wants to be at the forefront of the rat race. He is not someone who is inclined to commit to a long-term relationship and prefers to keep things casual with those he doesn't consider worthy of his time. Bateman's lack of interest in a long-term relationship showcases his self-reliance and independence. This role, without a doubt, will go down in history as one of the most Sigma performances ever. All these characters share many of the same traits, shaped by different circumstances, yet at the end of the day, they are all Sigma males. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the content and want to see more videos like this, and as always never stop the grind.